It took me a while, but I realized at the age of 46 that nobody was coming to save me. I wasn't in my 20s. I wasn't in my 30s. I wasn't even in my early 40s. Gotten to the point whereby I was just living life and coasting. If you are struggling, if you are tired, frustrated, you keep going around in circles, today's video is for you. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. I went to university, I graduated, I got corporate jobs, and I was doing pretty well. I got married, had kids, all of the normal things that everyone does. Around my mid-30s, I got the opportunity to get an expat job. So that meant leaving the UK and moving within Europe for a job opportunity that promised me an expat package. For example, school, free education for my children. And I grabbed it with both hands. What I wasn't prepared for was the hard work that was required. Mentally, over time, I was drained. Physically, I was just tired. And worse still, it showed on the way that I carried myself. My look, how I felt was just totally to the pits. I was making good money, and of course, my children had free education as part of my package. I had company car, I lived in a big house. On the outside, this is the perfect life. For me, it was great, but the job that brought that perfect life was just painful for me. And I struggled throughout all of that job. And I think for me, what I didn't have was the support of my then partner. Just before I turned 46, 2 weeks to be precise, before my 46th birthday, my world came crashing down. Basically, the job that I had moved to a new country for, where I got this nice package, I lost it. I was laid off. I was called into the office one day and I was told that my position was no longer attainable. I did not expect it. It felt like my world just crashed. I was so busy carrying everything, working, that I didn't have any time to think about what I was doing. I didn't have a backup plan. I lost, just like that, I lost my job, I lost the package that it came with, I lost the car that it had, I lost the free education for my children, and it took me weeks to grieve, to try to figure out what am I going to do next. Things were really tough, but I soldiered on and I got another job after 9 months, and I had a decision to make. Move again with the job, for the job, or continue searching and leave things as they were. I decided that I would take the job, move to another country, and I will take care of my children. And that was the start of me on a journey as a single mom. So let me share with you now some of the things that helped me. First thing I did was I started to think that nothing was fixed. Anything can change at any time and is all within my control. If I wanted to move for a job, then I could move. If I wanted to move to a new country, then I could move. If I wasn't happy with that decision, I can change it. So allowing myself to be free to make changes to my life helped me come to where I am today, that nothing is permanent. If you want to change, make the change. Nothing is permanent. I am an adult and I can change anything I wanted to change in my life. I was good. But that required the second point, which was believing in myself. You must believe in yourself. Believing in yourself means that you trust yourself. You trust your decision. Now, that doesn't mean that everything is going to be perfect, no. But it means that you are willing to trust yourself enough to do something different. The next thing is taking action. Of course, to take the job meant that I needed to be in a position that I was ready to move and then move. Given a date, deciding to move, finding a new place, getting rid of things that I didn't need. So taking actions to move forward was important. And I moved to a new country. I didn't have any family in that country. I didn't know anybody, but I believed that things would be better and it was the best decision for me. Here I am, 8+ years down the road. Kids have finished school and they are now at university. I'm an empty nester. I'm so happy that I made that decision. The next thing is invest in yourself. I took a decision once I was settled. And by the way, none of these things I'm saying means that things will be fast. No, you need to give yourself time. Allow yourself to go through the process, but be very focused on your decision, where you're going, what you want to do. That's critical. Once I had settled in, and that took me about 18 months to settle into a new country, get everything in place, I then started to look at me, what I wanted to do. I mentioned earlier that I neglected myself. And I decided that I was going to run a half marathon, which is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Do a 10K, but I decided to go an extra mile to do a half marathon because I wasn't happy with the way I felt about myself, and I needed to push myself to the next level in my health. So I decided to do a half marathon, and within 6 months from registration to the race, I got my act together. I lost weight, I got fitter, and I felt good about myself, and I ran a half marathon. It's the longest time that I have ran for ever. When I finished, not last, I did very good. It was so exhilarating. I also started 2 businesses a couple of years down the line. Anybody that tells you that starting a business is easy and you become a millionaire overnight, it doesn't work like that. But one of the things I've learned is that because I believed in myself, I wanted to give it a go. I wanted to use my creativity. It empowered me. I was inspired to keep moving forward. And the more forward you move, the more exciting it is. The last thing I want to say is stay positive and trust in the process. Don't be too hasty to give up. Don't be in a hurry to get to the end. Just keep moving forward and stay positive. The more positive you are, the more positive things that you think about doing and you end up doing. When you don't believe in yourself and you're very negative, you are going to attract negativity. I'm a very jovial, jokey, joyful person. So naturally, you wouldn't understand me if you're a negative person, because you'll be annoyed that I am so happy. So it's always been important for me to stay positive. Reward yourself as you meet each milestone that you have on your list or your goals. So I want to tell you, if you are struggling, you're tired, you see yourself going around in circles, and you've reached that point where you say, I want to change. Start making that change from today, because your success, your happiness is on the other side, is waiting to meet you. And until you make that move, you will not realize what is awaiting for you to put that smile on your face. So change is good at any age. Nobody is too old to make a change. Don't worry about timing. It's not about becoming a millionaire overnight. Success means something different to everyone, but just take care of yourself, what you want to do, and just keep focusing on it and moving forward. So take that chance on yourself. You deserve it. You deserve goodness. You deserve happiness. And don't worry about the timing. Just move. That's what I wanted to share. So, bye-bye.